When it first started, the group was small.
People asked me the reason I started. I said, well, it was really selfish. I wanted to learn about other practitioners, other disciplines, and then I wanted to connect people together too from the different specialties. Because back in the 80s, 70s and 80s and 90s, physicians were very isolating and isolated. We connected with nurses in the hospital, but outside of that, there was not much interdisciplinary learning and connection with each other.
I think it's hard sometimes for people to believe what it was like in the 1980s, trying to talk about holistic medicine, which was then called complementary alternative medicine. Some of those things were pretty innovative, things we hadn't heard about, things like Reiki therapy or the Enneagram. And now nobody thinks twice about those disciplines, but they were a pretty big deal back then.
In 1989, I think, when we started, we met in people's homes and living rooms, and it was more comfortable. And suddenly, a few years down the road, we realized we can't meet in homes anymore.
96, we had an event at my house, and we had 80 people in the house.
I remember that.
You know, that's just not doable. So by the 2000s, we really started needing to find larger venues where 100, 150 people from our group could actually meet.
We met up here with 13 or 14 other people. Some were nurses, a couple physicians from other disciplines, and that's what started it. And they wanted to meet monthly, and I said, no, let's meet quarterly. It's easier for me living in Mankato. So here we are, 30 years later, or more, 30, yeah, and still meeting quarterly on a Saturday morning. It's now gone from the 13 of us originally to about 800 or 900 of us, and from, I think, maybe 15 or 16 different healthcare disciplines. I get a lot of credit for starting this organization, but what I know internally is it was pretty selfish of me. I wanted a support group here in Minnesota because I needed that. And so it's often that individual need of what do I want, what do we want, what do a small group of people want. Yeah. And I needed a support group of like-minded practitioners because I loved my physician colleagues in Mankato, but they weren't interested in the things I was interested in a bigger, more integrative, holistic picture.
Bill always said we want this about the ability to connect and to network and to learn from others and to be able to refer to others. And that's what prompted, I think, expanding the disciplines. And we realized that if we're going to refer to somebody in the holistic community, you're going to have to invite naturopaths, Ayurvedic practitioners, nutritionists, nurse practitioners. We're really going to have to expand. It doesn't have to be top down. It's that you are your own healer, and you need to go out and find ways that you're going to identify what you need to be your best physician.
That's a good point. The majority of revolutions come from below. Start a revolution that it just becomes normal to get practitioners to work together, to refer, to cross-refer among disciplines.
And even though our medical schools have not embraced that, the public has embraced it.
Yes.
And that's where I think it's going to come from a grassroots movement.
I'm Bill Manahan, and I was the founder of the Minnesota Holistic Medicine Group in 1989.